Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker drops a 71%. This movie, but the thing is, the $89 million is also including the $40 million gone for the previews. So it's probably only a 50% because people forget to realize that this is including Thursday previews. This is including Thursdays, the early Thursday openings, which accounted for $40 million as well. But 71%, that's still a big drop for a Star Wars movie. This is still a big massive drop. And even here, it says it's a 14% drop. It's still a 14% drop from the previous movies. So if you look at the Thursday, because they don't have the Thursday tracking, they don't have the Thursday gross at all. I think that's including because usually the Friday numbers always includes these Thursday previews. So in reality, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker only made $49 million on Friday. They only made $49 million on Friday, so that means the actual drop for Rise of Skywalker is not 71%, because of course you're including the Thursday previews in the end of December 20th, 2019 sales. And considering that Star Wars is performing exactly the same for the past 5 days. In the 20s to 30s. That's how Star Wars has been performing. So these numbers, because of course these numbers are including the Thursday previews, so expect Star Wars to actually end up around $60 million on the second weekend. It's still below The Last Jedi. It's still below The Last Jedi. It's still below this movie, because you look at here, it's still doing here. Okay, it's still doing exactly the same as it has been doing throughout the holidays. And we can compare it to The Last Jedi, which The Last Jedi did get a week ahead of, which that's the advantage The Last Jedi had. It got a week ahead of The Rise of Skywalker. And it's still actually trailing behind The Last Jedi. It is catching up to the movie, but The Last Jedi is now having its holiday sales come out. Its holiday sales, when The Rise of Skywalker is almost already done with its holiday sales. And that is the problem. Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker only has 3 or 4 days left of holiday sales needed. Left. And basically it means The Rise of Skywalker is guaranteed to still make less money than The Last Jedi, because The Last Jedi had a head start of a week, but The Rise of Skywalker does not. It does not have a head start of a week. It went straight for the holidays right away, which is the reason for its record Christmas opening. Because The Last Jedi came out a week earlier, that's why it had a massive drop. That's why it, normies are still going to go see The Rise of Skywalker. I wouldn't be surprised if it actually starts dropping off past here. It has an increase over New Year's, and that's all. And then it starts dropping massively after here. Be with Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, because no other movies out. Okay, if you look at the movies, okay, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker's competition is one of the worst movies ever made. Okay, you have to choose between The Rise of Skywalker and Cats. Okay, if you want to watch, if you haven't seen Jumanji already. Okay, those are your choices. Okay, and Little Women as well, which is doing too well at the box office either. And Spies in Disguise isn't really doing too well at the box office, which means it's another loss for Disney. Not really. Don't really care how that movie performs, Spies in Disguise, because it's Disney that's losing the money here. Okay, Disney that's losing the money here, and it'll be Disney the one that'll be losing money as well. And also, 1917 has grossed 618,000 in 3 days. 618,000. It's a massive box office success that people are gonna say, oh, this movie it's doing better than the movie that you guys are propping up, Bombshell. Okay, it's doing better than Bombshell. And you guys kept saying that Bombshell was a great movie. Bombshell was a masterpiece of a movie. Okay, if you compare it to Bombshell, 1917 is destroying Bombshell. Okay, it took 7 days for Bombshell to pass $300,000 in a limited release, 1917 will probably get $1 million in rated release. 1917 will be a massive success for Universal. The success that Black Christmas and Cats will not be. A movie that everyone is gonna go see. Okay, it's only what put this movie into wide releases, because it could have destroyed Star Wars and Christmas. It could have destroyed Star Wars. Okay, you know, Universal was basically, saying, okay, Disney, you can have your Star Wars for the holidays. Our movie can only be like 10 years. Because imagine if 1917 released in wide release. Imagine if it came out on Christmas. It would probably made $20 to $40 million already. It would only made that much money, and the movie has only been out for 3 days. Okay, and this is a kind of more of a small and this is kind of more of a small movie as well. But considering how well it did here, wouldn't be surprised if it does as well as movies like Jumanji and Frozen 2, and Little Women will have made less money, and all the woke people going to be panicking that woke war, that a movie about war and explosions was out selling about Little Women, a movie that nobody cares about, besides the Oscars and the Golden Globes, okay? Saying how great Little Women is as a movie when no one really cares about this movie. Okay, Little Women is doing worse than Frozen 2, by the way. That's the funny thing. It's doing worse than Frozen 2, which is a movie that is completely bland and boring and uninteresting Disney fluff. That's all Frozen 2 really is. It's bland, boring, and uninteresting Disney plus. It actually has passed the first Frozen as well. It has passed Frozen 1. I actually don't really take the box office for this movie. I don't really like Frozen. I don't want to talk about Frozen. It's overrated. The whole franchise of Frozen is overrated. Okay, and that's the truth of Frozen. It's the overrated series. The entire franchise is overrated, and that's why it did so well. Because it's a sequel to an overrated movie that was already extremely overrated to begin with. Okay, let's look at Frozen versus Frozen. Yeah, well, very very great comparison. Frozen versus Frozen. And here we go. Here is Frozen 2, and here is Frozen 1. It has passed Frozen 1 in the same day, but Frozen 1 has passed Frozen 1 in the same day. So expect this movie to probably pass $450 million domestically. It'll probably be around, here, 410 million, it's around $200 million ahead of Frozen 1, which means the movie could pass $500 million at box office. It continues having the same ratings as Frozen 1. They actually have both the same budget, so yes, Joker is actually more profitable than Frozen 2. So yes, Joker will ultimately make more money than Frozen. Joker will ultimately make more money because Joker is 2 times less expensive than Frozen. Frozen also probably had a massive marketing. Probably around $200 to $300 million because that's what Disney is. They spend a lot of money on marketing, and the movie probably needs around a baseline total of $700 million to $800 million break even, which means the movie is, or even close to $1 billion to stop making actual profits. So the movie is probably gonna make like $200 to $300 million for Disney, but it's not gonna be even near close to the $500 million that that Warner Brothers owned on Joker's. Nowhere near Warner Brothers Joker's. Joker, Endgame made $500 million only. Okay, Joker made more money in terms of actual profit than Endgame. That is showing because, and especially Frozen 2. If you look at Frozen 2's box office here, you know, okay, and the Star Wars box office. People always tend to forget. Oh, there's Thursday previews as well. Of course, there's gonna be a massive drop off from last Friday because the last Friday included Thursday previews. You gotta see how it's a drop off from next week. But look at Frozen 2. Frozen 2 made $150 million in China, which is more than in South Korea and Japan. Which actually, this movie is more popular in Asia than in Europe. It's more popular in Asia than in all of Europe. Okay, it's more popular in Asia, which is unsurprising because first Frozen did really well in Japan and South Korea as well. These movies did really well in South Korea. Okay, probably gonna beat this movie's probably gonna, Star Wars is probably not gonna pass this movie. That's the first thing. It's not gonna pass that movie. So next we'll go to Jumanji. Yeah, Jumanji's at $364 million. This movie is past $150 million at the box office. And it's actually Dude, actually has pretty great ratings at the box office. I kept telling people, oh, this movie's gonna do well on Christmas, but no one listened to me. Now it's back. Now it's overperforming over its actual projected gross. Jumanji is now actually overperforming its projected gross. Like it predicted it will be. It will eventually. It won't be the same level of success because most of the time sequels almost. It's basically rule of thumb of movies. Okay, sequels generally make less than the first movie. That's how it always is. With a very few exceptions, sequels generally make less money than the first movie. And you know those exceptions, like the Marvel cinematic sequels and within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You know, Captain America 2, Iron Man 3, I don't know the second movie sequels. Okay, second sequels like Captain America 2 is one of them. Second 4, okay, and second Guardians of the Galaxy made the same. I would maybe more, second Spider-Man movie in the MCU. But even like or another one is The Dark Knight made way more money than Batman Begins, way more money than Batman Begins. But usually sequels generally make less money than the first movies. And actually, Jumanji, the next level, is actually beating Welcome to the Jungle here. It's beating this movie easily. But again, Jumanji, the next level, had a head start over Welcome to the Jungle. Welcome to the Jungle did not have the head start that the next level did. And that's the whole thing of this movie. The next level had that head start, unlike Welcome to the Jungle. Welcome to the Jungle didn't have a head start out of a movie, okay, and if you even compare it to a movie like Aquaman as well, a movie like Aquaman, it's actually beating Aquaman as well, which at this current point. So Jumanji is certainly gonna probably surpass Aquaman at the end of its box office. Okay, let's put Joker in Joker, and it's probably gonna beat Joker at the end of its box office one as well. Which Joker is actually still behind Aquaman. I don't see Joker beating Aquaman at this point because Joker has kind of dropped in the box office as a whole. Okay, I was surprised that they're not keeping this movie as long as possible in theaters. They actually stopped having screenings for this movie overall. I think they stopped really tracking the sales for this movie as well, which they stopped really tracking the sales overall as well, which is pretty sad that they stopped tracking the sales. Because I'd like to see how the movie did on Christmas, Christmas. And of course, a lot of people went to go get the movie on digital who couldn't wait for the movie to come out on Blu-ray, so they had to get the movie on digital because they wanted to see the movie right away, which is actually own the movie, not streaming it, actually owning the movie, owning the movie as well. And is there any other movies we can talk about here? Because I want to talk about a lot of movies here. Oh yeah, there's also Little Woman, which is completely bombing at the box office. Spies in Disguise, a movie that no one cares about, the Disney movie. Uncut Gems, that's doing really well at the box office. Cats is completely bombing at the box office. No one wants to see Cats, okay? And people said, "Oh, look at Greatest Showman." It's still not. Cats is still not gonna do as well as Greatest Showman, okay? If we compare it to the Greatest Showman, which came out at the same time, okay? Oh, it's here, popular comparisons. Greatest Showman, okay? Compare it to Greatest Showman. Greatest Showman destroys cats. It destroys cats, okay? The Greatest Showman destroys cats. Greatest Showman has only made 2 times more money than Cats. Only made almost 3 times more money than Cats. And it's going to continue making more money than Cats week after week because no one likes this movie. No one likes Cats. Cats is an awful movie. That's why people realize this, okay? And that's basically it. I'll tell you about Cats and more about this movie in another video. That's basically it. Goodbye.